Many people don't have to pay for Medicare Part A, but there are costs associated with Medicare Part B that you should be aware of. There are even ways that you could actually pay less. Hi there, as always, before we get too far into today's video, please make sure to subscribe to stay up to date and make sure to click that like button so we can get this information out there. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever about your Medicare coverage or any type of health insurance, you can reach us in the comments below, and you can always give us a call at the number on the screen, and we are more than happy to help answer any and all questions. And of course, there is no charge for our services. So as I mentioned earlier, there are costs to be aware of that are associated with Medicare Part B, which is your outpatient insurance. There are premiums, deductibles, and copays and coinsurance. Now, premiums and deductibles do tend to change on a yearly basis, but copays and coinsurance remain more or less the same. And just to give you an idea, basically your coinsurance for Medicare Part B is 20% of the Medicare approved amount for a given service or product, something like durable medical equipment. There can also be Medicare Part B excess charges, which is basically an additional charge that can be up to 15% on top of your bill, but in all honesty, they are quite rare. So these are the costs that you should be aware of unless your Medicare supplement plan covers them. Then there are your deductibles and your premiums. And these do tend to change on a yearly basis. Usually they increase, but that's not the case from 2022 to 2023. Your deductible is the amount that you have to meet out of pocket before Medicare begins to contribute to the cost share. So in 2023, it's going to be $226, which is down from $233 in 2022. Now yes, it's only a $7 difference, but it's certainly better than it increasing. So not only did the deductible decrease in 2023, but the premium did as well. So in 2023, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $164.90, which is down from $170.10 in 2022. Now this is very unusual. Usually premiums increase year over year, some years more than others. For example, if you've been on Medicare for a couple of years, then you probably remember last year when there was a pretty significant increase, a 14.5% increase. So in 2022, the standard Medicare Part B monthly premium was $148.50, and it went up to $170.10 in 2022. That's $21.60. Now that increase in and of itself was actually very unusual. It was the steepest increase in Medicare's history, and it was largely to do with the Alzheimer's drug Aduhelm. But luckily in 2023, those premiums have come back down, even if it's just a little bit. So that $164.90 monthly premium is the standard premium for Medicare Part B in 2023, but it can change based on your income. So let's take a look at the screen. So this chart is available on Medicare.gov. I'll put the link to the exact page in the description below. And you can see here, this is for 2023, but it's looking at your yearly income for 2021. So if you filed an individual tax return of $97,000 or less, or a joint tax return of $194,000 or less, or of course if you filed married with separate tax returns, it would be $97,000 or less, then you pay that base premium, which is $164.90 in 2023. Then there are several other income brackets. So if you filed for somewhere in between $97,000 to $123,000 for an individual, or $194,000 to $246,000 for a couple, then your premium would be $230.80. If you filed between $123,000 to $153,000 as an individual, or $246,000 to $306,000, then your premium would be $329.70. If you filed between $153,000 to $183,000 or $306,000 to $366,000, then your premium would be $428.60. If you filed between $183,000 and $500,000 or $366,000 and $750,000, then your premium would be $527.50. And if you filed for over $500,000 for an individual or over $750,000 for a couple, your premium would be $560.50. And remember, these are per person. But don't just take for granted that that's the premium that you have to pay for Medicare Part B. Because yes, Medicare Part B is based on your income, but they're looking at your income from 2 years ago. So if your income has decreased, perhaps because you've retired, then you may be eligible for a lower Medicare Part B premium. So what you want to do is file Form SSA-44, which I will link in the description below. This is your income-related monthly adjustment amount. You'll see it abbreviated as IRMAA. So let's take a look at that form. So this is the form I just mentioned. I will put the link to this in the description below. This is the Medicare income-related monthly adjustment amount. And if you scroll down, you can see it's just going to ask for your name, of course, your social security number. And then it's going to ask for which of these life-changing events occurred. Basically, any of these events could result in a reduction in income, which could make you eligible for a lower monthly premium. Then it'll ask you the date of the life-changing event. And down here, basically, it's going to ask to take that year and fill this out here and put in your adjusted gross income and tax-exempt interest, which you should be able to find on your tax return, and then your tax filing status, which again you should be able to find on your tax return from that year. Then it's going to ask you, will your modified adjusted gross income be lower next year than the year in step 2? So if next year you're actually going to have a lower income, then you would need to fill this area out. If not, you can skip on to step 4, which will ask for documentation of your modified adjusted gross income. For most people, that's going to be very similar to your AGI, which is your adjusted gross income. So you're going to attach the required evidence, and they'll mail you the original documents or certified copies back. And this would likely be your tax info from that year. Then, of course, you sign that this information is correct to the best of your knowledge and put all of your mailing information. And even if you don't qualify for an income adjustment based on your new income, you may actually qualify for a Medicare savings program. Now, these are designed for people with lower income and lower assets, and there are 4 basic programs. There's the QMB, SLMB, QI, and QDWI. Now, all of these programs have different income and asset criteria, but they all work in a relatively similar fashion. Basically, they will help you pay for your Medicare Part B premiums, and they may even help to pay for Medicare Part A if you do have some type of cost for that, but most people don't. And they may also help you pay for Medicare Part D, which are prescription drug plans. But again, the income and asset criteria for these plans is very, very stringent. We do have a video that's dedicated to Medicare savings programs, which I will put in the description below, and I will also link it at the end of the video. There are many parts of Medicare, and it can certainly be very confusing. So if you have any questions whatsoever, as I said earlier, you can always reach us in the comments, and we will be happy to answer any and all Medicare-related questions, and you can always give us a call at the number on the screen. We are licensed nationwide, and there's no charge for our services, so please feel free to give us a call if you're confused at all. And of course, a final reminder, please make sure to subscribe. That way you stay up to date, and make sure to like this video as well so we can get this information out there to others who are in need. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.